The vast expanse of the ocean offers tranquility, until the relationship between humans and its apex predators takes a dark turn. In December 2009, Alexis Martinez, a dedicated trainer at Loro Parque in Tenerife, Spain, entered the pool for what should have been a routine session with Keto, a massive orca. Moments later, chaos erupted as Keto fatally attacked Martinez, leaving behind a tragedy that shocked the world. This isn't just a random event. It was a timed aggression that brewed over time. Let's dive into the horrific encounters with the ocean's top apex predator, the orca. In December 2009, a chilling incident unfolded at Loro Parque, a renowned marine park in Tenerife, Spain. What began as a routine day of interactions and performances with orcas turned into a tragic event that would ignite global debates about the ethics of orca captivity and the mental well-being of these intelligent creatures. The orca involved, Keto, had already been noted for his size and strength, but what happened that day revealed the sheer unpredictability of orcas in captivity. The day started like any other at Loro Parque. Trainers and staff went about their daily routines, preparing for the performances that delighted tourists and showcased the orca's abilities. Among the trainers was Alexis Martinez, a passionate and experienced individual who had built a strong rapport with the orcas over the years. Known for his dedication to marine life, Martinez believed in fostering trust and communication with the animals under his care. The show began, drawing a large crowd of visitors eager to see the graceful orcas performing their synchronized routines. Behind the scenes, however, the dynamic between trainers and orcas is more than just rehearsed performances. It's a delicate balance of trust, training, and respect, with trainers relying on their expertise to work closely with these apex predators. On that fateful day, Keto, a male orca weighing over 6,000 pounds, exhibited signs of agitation. Though the trainers were accustomed to managing behavioral fluctuations in orcas, Keto's demeanor was particularly unsettling. Orcas in captivity often face psychological stress due to their confined environments, leading to unpredictable behaviors. Despite these signs, Martinez entered the pool with Keto as part of a routine interaction session. It was a decision that would prove fatal. Eyewitness accounts describe a sudden and shocking escalation. Without warning, Keto lunged at Martinez, gripping him and pulling him underwater with tremendous force. The scene was chaotic as trainers and staff scrambled to intervene, shouting commands and banging on the water to distract Keto. However, the orca's sheer size and strength made any immediate rescue efforts futile. Keto held Martinez beneath the surface, releasing him only after it was too late. When Martinez's lifeless body was retrieved from the pool, it became clear that the injuries he sustained were severe. A subsequent autopsy revealed that he had suffered extensive internal trauma, including multiple fractures and severe injuries to his chest. The incident was ruled an orca attack, marking a grim moment in the history of marine parks. The aftermath of Martinez's death sent shockwaves through the industry and beyond. Loro Parque temporarily suspended its orca shows, launching an internal investigation into the circumstances of the attack. While the park maintained that safety protocols had been followed, the incident raised serious questions about the feasibility of safely keeping orcas in captivity. It also reignited debates over the ethical implications of confining such intelligent and powerful creatures. Keto's attack was not an isolated incident, but part of a pattern of aggression observed in captive orcas. Studies have shown that orcas in captivity often display abnormal behaviors not typically seen in the wild. These behaviors include heightened aggression, repetitive swimming patterns, and self-inflicted injuries, all of which are believed to stem from the stress of confinement. In their natural habitats, orcas roam vast expanses of ocean, covering hundreds of miles and engaging in complex social interactions. Captivity, by contrast, restricts their movement and isolates them from their familial pods, leading to psychological distress. The incident at Loro Parque highlighted the unique challenges of working with captive orcas. Trainers are often portrayed as being in control, using their knowledge and training to guide these animals through routines and interactions. However, the reality is far more complex. Orcas, with their immense size, strength, and intelligence, can never be entirely predictable. This unpredictability is compounded by the artificial environments of marine parks, which failed to meet the Orca's physical and psychological needs. For Martinez's family and colleagues, the loss was devastating. Described as a kind and passionate individual, Martinez had dedicated his life to understanding and working with marine animals. His death was a stark reminder of the risks trainers face in their interactions with orcas, as well as the inherent dangers of keeping these powerful animals in captivity. Public reaction to the incident was swift and polarized. Animal rights activists seized upon Martinez's death as further evidence of the ethical shortcomings of marine parks. Organizations like PETA and the Humane Society called for an end to orca captivity, arguing that such incidents were inevitable as long as orcas were confined in artificial environments. Advocates for marine parks, on the other hand, pointed to the educational and conservation value of these facilities, emphasizing the need for stricter safety protocols rather than an outright ban. In the years following the incident, Loro Parque implemented changes to its orca program. These changes included enhanced safety measures for trainers and efforts to improve the welfare of the orcas. However, the incident left a lasting mark on the park's reputation and fueled a broader movement toward reevaluating the role of marine parks in society. Keto, the orca involved in the attack, remained at Loro Parque, continuing to perform in shows. His behavior, while closely monitored, underscored the complexity of captivity's impact on orcas. Despite his role in the tragedy, Keto was not viewed as inherently aggressive, but as a product of his environment, a powerful creature struggling to adapt to life in confinement. In the summer of 2024, the British yacht Bonhomme William set sail through the Strait of Gibraltar, one of the busiest and most storied maritime routes in the world. The strait, a convergence of the Atlantic and Mediterranean oceans, has long been a symbol of human endeavor and exploration. Yet, in recent years, it has also become a hotspot for aggressive orca encounters, leaving many sailors apprehensive about what once seemed like routine journeys. On this fateful day, the crew of the Bonhomme William would face an encounter that would turn their voyage into a harrowing struggle for survival. The day began like any other, with clear skies and calm waters. The crew, seasoned sailors with years of experience, were in high spirits. The boat, a sturdy vessel built to withstand the challenges of open water, seemed well prepared for the trip. However, as they neared the Spanish coast, the tranquility was shattered by an ominous sight. Dark, sleek shapes gliding beneath the surface. At first, the crew marveled at the pod of orcas, their fins cutting gracefully through the waves. Orcas, often referred to as killer whales, are a source of fascination for sailors and marine enthusiasts alike. Known for their intelligence and striking appearance, these apex predators are usually observed with admiration. But as the pod closed in on the yacht, the mood aboard shifted from wonder to unease. The orcas weren't merely swimming alongside the vessel, they were targeting it. The attack began suddenly and without warning. The largest orca, thought to be the matriarch of the pod, rammed the yacht's rudder with a force that reverberated through the hull. The crew was thrown off balance as the vessel lurched under the impact. Before they could react, the rest of the pod joined in, their synchronized strikes displaying an unnerving level of coordination. The rudder, critical for steering the boat, was their primary target, and within minutes it had been rendered useless. Panic set in as the crew realized the gravity of their situation. The yacht, adrift and vulnerable, became a sitting target for the relentless orcas. Each successive blow from the pod caused further damage, and water began to seep into the cabin. Despite their efforts to steer away, the crew's attempts were in vain. The orcas seemed to anticipate every move, their behavior eerily strategic. The captain of the Bonhomme William, maintaining remarkable composure, issued a mayday call to Spanish authorities. He informed them of their location and the unfolding attack, emphasizing the situation's urgency. As the crew scrambled to secure life jackets and emergency supplies, the orcas continued their assault, their sheer power making it clear that the yacht was unlikely to withstand much more. The pivotal moment came when a particularly forceful strike caused the yacht's hull to crack. Water poured in at an alarming rate, and the captain made the difficult decision to abandon the ship. Inflating the life raft, The crew quickly transferred essential equipment and climbed aboard, all while keeping a wary eye on the circling orcas. The realization that they were at the mercy of the ocean and its most formidable predators was a sobering one. Help arrived in the form of a Spanish maritime rescue team who had been dispatched immediately upon receiving the distress call. Navigating the choppy waters, the rescue vessel reached the crew just in time. The Bonhomme William, now partially submerged, was beyond saving. The orcas, having achieved their goal of incapacitating the yacht, had disappeared into the depths as suddenly as they had appeared. For the crew, the ordeal was a terrifying reminder of the ocean's unpredictable nature. While they were grateful to escape with their lives, the loss of the yacht and the trauma of the attack left a lasting impact. As news of the incident spread, it became a focal point for ongoing discussions about the recent surge in orca aggression in the Strait of Gibraltar. Scientists studying these interactions have proposed several theories to explain the behavior. One leading hypothesis centers around a specific matriarch orca, nicknamed White Gladys, who is believed to have experienced trauma, possibly from an earlier encounter with humans or boats. This trauma may have influenced her behavior, which, through social learning, has been passed on to younger pod members. The targeted attacks on rudders, a critical component of navigation, suggest a deliberate and learned strategy rather than random aggression. The Strait of Gibraltar, a natural bottleneck for marine traffic, is a challenging environment for orcas. The noise and disruption caused by heavy shipping traffic, combined with declining fish stocks, have created a stressful habitat for these intelligent creatures. Researchers believe that the orca's aggression toward boats may be a form of protest or a response to perceived threats, though definitive answers remain elusive. The maritime community has responded to these incidents with a mix of caution and innovation. Authorities have issued guidelines advising sailors on how to minimize encounters with orcas, such as avoiding known hotspots and cutting engines if approached. However, these measures could be more foolproof, and the attacks continue to pose a significant risk. The insurance industry, too, has taken note, with policies for vessels in the region reflecting the increased threat of orca encounters. In May 2023, the calm waters of the Strait of Gibraltar turned treacherous for the crew aboard the Spanish yacht Albarán Champagne. What began as a routine sailing trip quickly escalated into a harrowing ordeal when a pod of orcas launched a relentless attack on the vessel. This incident, like many others in the area, has raised concerns among sailors and marine experts about the increasing aggression displayed by orcas in this heavily trafficked strait. The crew of the Albarán Champagne, a seasoned sailor and a first-time yachtsman, had set out that morning with clear skies and calm seas. They were sailing toward the southern coast of Spain, enjoying the picturesque views and the tranquil atmosphere. But as they neared the middle of the strait, the first signs of trouble emerged. A group of orcas appeared in the distance, their sleek black and white bodies breaking the water's surface as they swam directly toward the yacht. At first, the crew felt a mix of excitement and curiosity. Orca sightings were not uncommon in the strait, and these majestic animals were often a highlight of any maritime journey. However, the behavior of this pod quickly shifted from passive observation to targeted aggression. Without warning, the orcas began ramming the yacht's rudder with forceful blows, each impact reverberating through the vessel. The crew immediately realized the severity of the situation. The rudder, essential for steering, had taken critical damage within moments. The seasoned sailor attempted to maneuver the yacht to safety, but the orcas' coordinated attacks made it nearly impossible to regain control. Every effort to outpace or deter the pod was met with renewed aggression, as if the orcas were determined to render the yacht immobile. Panic set in as the yacht started taking on water. The younger crew member frantically contacted nearby vessels and the Spanish Coast Guard for assistance, sending out a distress call that detailed their precarious situation. The orcas continued their assault, ignoring all attempts by the crew to distract or repel them. Items on the deck were thrown into the water in a desperate bid to redirect the pod's attention, but the orcas remained fixated on the yacht's rudder. Within an hour, the Albarán Champagne was critically compromised. The rudder was shattered, and water poured into the hull through newly formed cracks. The crew donned life jackets and prepared for the worst as the yacht began to tilt precariously. Their only hope was the swift arrival of a rescue team. Fortunately, their distress call was answered by a nearby oil tanker that had been navigating the strait. The tanker's captain altered course immediately upon hearing the emergency broadcast, arriving just in time to assist the stranded sailors. The rescue operation was tense and fraught with challenges, as the orcas were still in the vicinity, circling the yacht like sentinels. The crew of the Albaran Champagne was evacuated onto the tanker, leaving behind their beloved vessel, which continued to sink as the relentless orcas loomed nearby. Despite the loss of the yacht, both crew members were unharmed, a testament to the quick response of the tanker's crew and the efficiency of the Spanish maritime rescue system. The incident left the sailors shaken and deeply concerned about the growing trend of orca attacks in the Strait of Gibraltar. For years, marine biologists and experts have studied the behavior of the orca pods in the region, noting an increase in aggressive encounters with boats. Theories abound as to why these attacks occur, ranging from territorial defense to stress-induced aggression or even social learning within the pods. The Strait of Gibraltar, a narrow waterway connecting the Atlantic Ocean to the Mediterranean Sea, is a hotspot for marine traffic. The constant presence of ships, yachts, and fishing vessels may be contributing to the stress levels of orcas in the area. These highly intelligent and social animals are known to have complex emotional lives, and the disruption of their natural habitat by human activity could be a driving factor behind their increasingly confrontational behavior. Following the Albaran Champagne incident, local authorities and maritime organizations introduced measures to address the rising number of orca encounters. These steps include increased monitoring of orca activity, the use of acoustic deterrents, and issuing guidelines for sailors on managing orca interactions. Sailors are advised to cut engines, avoid sudden movements, and refrain from engaging with the orcas in any way, as these actions may escalate the situation. The sinking of the Albaran Champagne was a powerful example of the dangers posed by orcas, particularly in regions where their behavior has become increasingly unpredictable. For the crew, the experience was both humbling and harrowing, showcasing the immense power and intelligence of these apex predators. While the incident ended without loss of life, it emphasized the importance of fostering a better understanding of these animals and finding ways for humans and marine life to coexist safely. If you enjoyed this video, watch our next one shown on screen.